actually was made 2 years ago. It's a replica, but it was made in the 30s by Berger in St. Paul, whose last name was Springley. I think that's why it has his name on it. It was basically, they have the design, they've been making these for funeral directors across the country. And, well, we offer a regular version of this one, we don't charge more for this one. About half of our families choose this, about 90% of them. So, you know, like the flowers.
Аллочка сейчас приедет. Сюда садитесь прямо. Или как вам удобно. Или вот сюда можно, а вы вот посадите сюда.
Once we opened the facility in Northbrook with COVID and everything, that is our own preparation facility. So we have no, there's none to do in there now. I don't know if I've ever done a payroll. There's another one that was, the police chaplain who now basically coordinates the JSS departments and in the midst of campaign. I deal with both. I have a CRC to Harvard being scheduled right now for Sunday. Understanding, what's the actual money for Bruce, which is like 4,000 for
Ты на папу похож. Копия. Тебе на 120 лет копия. А мама как? Тоже.
We're directly next to Shepherd and the Arkansas.
Это дочка твоя?
It is New Lake Cemetery,
Такая большая Европа.
founded by survivors of the Holocaust and people that escaped before the Holocaust. Have you discussed with everybody the clothing?
Да? Миша, у меня брат, Молдавии. Да. Любин брат. Любин брат назвался. Жила сначала Руси, потом мой муж, а потом Любин. Втроем. Их трое, и уже никого нет. Самый старший. Идите сюда. Да? Она умерла уже. Привет, Мамочка, привет, солнышко. Диночка, это мой друг.
Ой, какой симпатичный.
Еще один есть на квартире сейчас.
No, Florida.
На Флориде. А где ты? Ой.
Right, the body, the body returning to the earth. However, I assume you can, so you can just the bodies are going to be so they're basically rabbis, right? Like,
Я говорю, я понимаю.
No, it was my aunt. Not here. Oh, she told me about you.
Yeah. And I'm going to grad school in August. I'm going to law school in August, but I majored in accounting and undergrad. Yeah.
It was so sad.
I'm excited. Thank you.
She didn't even realize it.
А что там строить? Ой, хорошо. А что это? Кто его переплатил?
Моя
Дэйви, я малышка только лежит. Первый раз.
they are? Hi. How are you? You know, where everybody's going. This is for after. Play with the drink. Yes. No, we'll go around some.
I just thought I must have been there thought of how too, because I want to sound like a hard or something. No, I haven't had it. Yeah. And put some money to it, because, you know, she comes with this one herself. You know, all the kids, and we have the car all the time, and it's just like, how long is that for?
Does anyone other than the
She bought it, because we talked with her a lot, you know, when she was down at the house. I haven't seen her in like, she was, but she would come. Sometimes she would come, she would call me, and she would come here, but she
coming in? Yeah, I'm working. Okay, great. All right. She's gonna return it. Awesome, thank you. Thank you so much. That was so special.
Maybe you don't listen to the message. Breakfast like Catholic, right? They're very nice. Another kind of problem.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for coming. Please put your cell phones to silent mode at this time so they don't ring during the service. This service is going to be conducted by Rabbi Moshe Wolf.
As we stand just before the oncoming of the holiday of Pesach, Passover, it is customary to keep words brief, and I will do my best to do that. We will begin the service with chapter 23, which is on the opening page of your little booklets. I will read it in Hebrew, and then we will read it together in English. Mizmor LeDavid, Adonai roi lo echsor, ben ois teshe yarbitzeni al mei menuchois yenahaleni. Nafshi yeshodav yancheni, b'magwei tzedek leman shmo. Gam ki elech begeitz ha'movas, lo irara ki ato imodi, shiftecha umishantecha hemo yenachamoni. Taroch b'fanai shulchan neged zoroi, Yishanta Vashem and Roishi Koisi Rivoya. Ach Toiv Chesed Yodefuni Kol Yemei Chayoi V'Shafti B'Veis Adinoi La'irach Yom. You can read it along with me. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He guideth me in a straight path for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou hast anointed my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Today we gather to celebrate the life of the late Lyubov Berger, Luba Bat Tzvi Hirsch. She was born in Kiev some 76 years ago and grew up on a farm raising chickens and geese. In a time when being Jewish in the USSR came with great difficulties, Lyubov was able to understand Yiddish, although she was not able to observe. Lyubov was a determined woman who went on to pursue a master's degree in agricultural engineering. In 1979, she followed her husband and young daughter Ella to the United States, though she was not keen on leaving her own old home. I got to know Luba periodically. I saw her at Allison's house every now and then. She was a very gentle soul, full of kindness, and she was devoted to her husband, even and especially in his illness. She suffered a deep heartbreak when he passed away and was never able to find a way to fill the void that he left. Though her life had its fair share of challenges, Lyubov found joy in the little things. She loved the outdoors. She especially loved Florida. She knitted, she planted, and loved to listen to the Russian radio. Above all else, and I got to see this firsthand, she cherished her 2 grandchildren, taking good care of them during their formative years. My friends, in just several hours, we will begin celebrating the holiday of Pesach, of Passover. Lyubov's family history has been shaped by the same patterns of displacement and exodus that have characterized the history of the Jews in Egypt. As her family moved from country to country in search of a better life, they encountered many of the same tribulations and trials that the Jews did when they were forced to flee Egypt. But they were able to find a place to call home and build a new life without fear of persecution. Today we remember and celebrate Lyubov's life. We are comforted in the knowledge that she is now reunited with her husband and will shortly be laid to rest at his side. And spiritually we know that they will be together in eternity. May her memory be a blessing to all who knew her and loved her. Tehei nishmasa tzrura b'tzur hachayim. May her life be bound in the bond of eternal life.
I had a lot more to say from the dead. My mom would be so happy to see everyone here today. She loved seeing family. And we all too seldom got together. My mom was so kind and gentle in the background. She was my moral support, always ready to defend my children from me. When I was upset with them, she was always trying to help me in my house, and all I needed was her presence. She was feisty with my father, but loved him and took care of him until he passed. And that was very hard on her. And finally, they will be reunited, along with her brothers, her parents. She was very dedicated to my family, to my kids, and to me, and my father. Took care of everyone. I will miss the Russian radio, her gentle love, and her support.
My name is Lara, and Lyubov was my dearest aunt. My dad, David, was her youngest brother. Lyuba and Sasha left Kiev to America when I was very little, probably 2-3 years old. And in our house, Babushka Rosa, her mom, and my mama Shura, and my dad always talked about Lyuba, Sasha, Alechka. We were waiting for the letters every day. My babushka was going to mailbox and checking to see if there's any letter. And of course, when we got the phone calls, it was the most special day. Like everything dropped, and we would all listen to the phone calls from Lyuba. So my first memory of Lyuba started from those letters, phone calls and packages. I remember when we received them, it was so joyous. And as a child, even though I've never met Lyuba, or I don't remember meeting her when I was little, but I felt genuine love and care for her. It was a person who didn't want anything from you. She just wanted to help, and that was Lyuba. And we always had a glimpse of hope that one day we'd be reunited with Lyuba and her family. And luckily the day came when Lyuba, Sasha, and Alechka visited us in Kyiv. And I remember it was the most exciting time. I remember visiting Dядя Lusik and Teta Natasha's apartment and their dacha. And the family was together. It was so beautiful. But I really got to know Lyuba when me and my mom came here, and I was 16. And Lyuba, Sasha, and Alechka were so gracious to open their house to us. And we had nothing, absolutely nothing. And she took us to hear us. So I will always, my family will be thankful to you for all the support, for all the love you showed us. Lyuba was so gracious to help find my mom a job to take care of your dad. She loved your dad. And they let me stay in their house for as long as they needed until I settled down. And they welcomed us with open hearts, and I will never ever forget their kindness. And as I moved on, got married and had my own family, we always stayed in touch, and she always genuinely cared about us and still wanted to help, always. Every time I came to visit Lyuba and Sasha, I felt like I came home. She made me so welcome and was so happy to see me. She never let me leave without feeding me her blinchiki. I remember her blinchiki. And every single time, she always tried to give me something to take home because she thought I was always hungry. So it was either her food, or she always gave me a branch of the tree that she loved, or plant, because she loved gardening so much. And she always slipped me a $20 bill. Lyuba and Sasha were the hardest working people I've ever known in America. Even though they lived so simple, but they did everything with their hands. They never asked for anybody's help. It was always so shocking to me that they didn't want any assistance from government, nothing. They always wanted to do it on their own, and that was just such a great example of true American dream. But yeah, they always found ways to help everybody around them. And that was just so amazing to see. Lyuba loved enjoying simple things. She loved gardening in the summer. It gave her so much joy. She loved her Russian radio, and she loved watching news about Israel. But most importantly, she loved her family. Sasha, Alechka, Danielechka, Mishka. She was so incredibly proud of Alechka's achievements and could not be here to help watch her wonderful grandchildren to grow up. Lyuba was the kindest person I've ever met. She was always believing in people's good nature. She was always so positive. I remember when we talked and I would tell her about my challenges, my problems, she always tried to calm me down, and her positivity made me feel like my problems were not as big anymore. I'm sure everybody who knew Lyubov felt the kindness from her. She genuinely wanted to help everybody around her. When the war started in Ukraine, Lyubov called me and told me that I should call my niece who was fleeing war with 3 little kids. And she said, my niece can come and stay with me, with Lyubov, even though she was, helping Alishka and the kids, but she wanted to offer everything she had. That's the type of person who she was. It always radiating the warmth and kindness with her beautiful smile on her face. I've never met anybody with such an incredible heart and sense of loyalty. Lyubov always remembered everybody's birthdays and always called to wish a happy birthday. She even knew birthdays of my family members from my husband's side. She would call my mom every single day, and she would check on her. I will miss Lyubov very much. I will miss talking to her. I will miss all the conversations we had. Conversations about politics. She loved her Florida. She wanted to see us one day move there and enjoy the freedom. She loved life. She loved her family. I will miss her positivity and beautiful smile. I heard that Jewish people who die around Jewish holidays are very special people. Today is the start of Passover, and Lyubov was the most special person I've had privilege to know in my life. She had an incredible life and should be very proud of how she lived her life. She's leaving a tremendous legacy. She's leaving Alishka, she's leaving her grandchildren. And I know she will always look after you. And she will look after me and my family. And she will look after everyone she knew and loved. And I will always remember her.
You always remind me of her. So much.
As Lara just mentioned, because Passover will be coming in shortly, there's a special farewell prayer that we say when it's just before the holidays. And I will read it in Hebrew. Vichtam uDavid shamreni el ki chasisi vach amart v'lihim adinoi otot v'vasi ba'al alecha l'kleish masher ba'eretz hema v'adiri kol cheftzei vam Yirbu atzleisam after maharu ba'al asich neskeim bidamu ba'al esra shmeisam al svase adonai minas chal ki v'chaisi ato toimach bevali Kavod nafuli bani imem afnachos shafar lo yavarach esabim erashay yatzami Aflei loisisun echo yoisishidisi adinai v'negi samet kimi ba'al emrit V'chein samach li v'vayogo p'redi after servishkem abetat ki loisazev nafshi v'sholei situn chasit cholei shafas Protect me, God, for I have taken refuge in you. You have said to the Lord, you are my master. You are not required to bestow good upon me. Because of the holy ones who are on earth, the mighty ones, all of my desires are fulfilled. May their unhappiness multiply, they who rush after another. I will not pour their blood libations, nor carry their names on my lips. God is my allotment and my portion. You guide my destiny. Shears have fallen to me in pleasant places. My inheritance was excellent for me. I will bless God who has counseled me. Even in the nights, my wisdom chastised me. I have put God before me always. Since he is by my right hand, I will not stumble. Therefore, my heart rejoices. and my soul is elated. Even my body rests in security. For you will not abandon my soul to oblivion, nor allow your devoted one to see destruction. You will teach me the path of life, the satisfaction of all joys in your presence. By your right hand, there is pleasantness for eternity.
Я Сеня, Люба моя тетя. Один из самых прекрасных людей. Всегда трудно, я не могу даже говорить, что она была. Всегда было так, окей, наши близкие обиделись. И все в порядке, да. И вдруг такое случается. Теперь, благодаря людям мы все здесь. Шура, Слава, мои родители, Гарри, моя семья. Мы всегда были помним. Спасибо.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take the casket to the gravesite at this time. If I could ask for volunteers, this gentleman to come up and we will wheel the casket to the grave. Because we're going through here, we need to, there's one person at the end. There's one person at the end.
וחיי בכל בית ישראל בגלה ובזמן בריא יאמרו אמן. יהי שתי רבו מברך לעולם ומעולם. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתעשה ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שני בקודשו בריחו לאלה כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דאמירה דעלמא ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה ושמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומה, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I ask everyone to form two lines? This is called a shura. And Allah will pass through. Alice will pass through. Ladies and gentlemen, this does conclude the service. You are all invited back to Trivago for a meal of condolence. If anybody needs the address,